Remember my latest video when we were talking about Frank Clark and why I didn't think it made sense, but there was a player I did think made sense? Well, you've already seen the title, but cat's out of the bag. It's Carl Lawson of the New York Jets. It has nothing to do with the fact I have covered the Jets. I know what Carl Lawson is as a player, but it's more so the guy is 28 years old. Okay, so he's 2 years younger than Frank Clark. He's got 27 career sacks, 233 career pressures. He played every single game last year, and he's currently buried on the depth chart. And now I understand some might say, well, if he played every single game last year and the Jets defense is really good and he started on that defense, why is he not starting this year? Well, in case you don't know, Bryce Huff, who is a UDFA that they found in 2020 out of Memphis, has been unreal for them. He's somebody I suggested trading for a while ago, but it's too late now. He's going to get the bag, and he deserves it. They drafted Will McDonald IV. Obviously, you guys know I was a big fan of his, coming out of Iowa State, 15th overall. They also have Jermaine Johnson III, who they drafted in the first round the year prior. And, right now, Carl Lawson doesn't have a role. Guys like John Franklin Myers and, Quinnen Williams. I mean, they're the guys that are on this defensive line, they're going to have to pay a few of them. And Carl Lawson, he apparently going into this year or year before, his contract wasn't guaranteed. Like $15 million of his contract wasn't guaranteed. So there was a restructure done, and that made it so basically now his contract is very affordable because it's going to be dead money for the Jets. The Jets are going to look to move him potentially from the sound of it. They're going to shop him and Mecole Hardman around. And I think the Rams should 100% be kicking the tires and be interested. He's a talented pass rusher. He's got 7 sacks coming off of last year, 49 pressures. And the thing that really stands out to me that shows me that he can still be a starting edge defender in this league is his 26th ranking among all edge defenders in pass rush win rate. That was last year. This year, he hasn't done much of anything, only has 1 pressure, and he's only played 52 snaps this season. Now, the reason being, like I said, Bryce Huff came out of nowhere. He really has put himself at the forefront. And in case you're wondering, he's really good. This isn't just they fell for it or whatever. He's really good. He leads the team in pressures currently. And in addition to that, he was number 1 last year in pass rush win rate. So this is somebody that's winning consistently down after down. But Lawson did as well last year. And so looking at the Rams and their whole thing, trying to figure out, are they even going to make a trade? I know there's a lot of rumors and speculation out there. And I'll have another video kind of breaking down the options that they have. So definitely tune in for that this upcoming week. But Randy Gregory was just traded to the Niners last week. A 2024 7th Randy Gregory for a 6th rounder. And here's what I'm going to say. I think that is the trade framework that makes the most sense for Carl Lawson. Lawson's not going to generate a 4th rounder the way Robert Quinn did last year. And he's not going to get you a 2nd and a 3rd rounder, if you're the Jets, like Von Miller did for the Broncos. The fact of the matter is this. Carl Lawson had a good year last year. Not great, good. He had a major injury the year prior to that. And this is somebody that while he's been productive, he hasn't been dominant. So this is a good pass rusher who the Rams could add to a very, very young pass rushing group. Is he going to be able to drop in coverage? I mean, he can. That's not his forte, though. And I think really he would just be in the rotation. And I think the Rams, they don't have a 7th rounder. So what would likely happen here is they would acquire a 7th rounder and Carl Lawson from the New York Jets for their last remaining 6th rounder, which they received from the Broncos for Kenny Young. I think that's probably the most realistic move moving forward. I think if you're looking for anybody that feels realistic that the Rams should trade for, if they're not interested in going for the big one, if they're not going after Chase Young, Brian Burns, Danielle Hunter, and let me just say this, I don't buy it. I've heard, I understand you guys have been saying, Jake, Sean says this, Sean says that. I'm not buying it. Until the trade deadline has passed, I'm not buying that the Rams aren't going to at least try to get one of those guys. But if they do want to make some, small move that could kind of solidify a position of need, I think Carl Lawson's a no-brainer here at age 28. He's on a contract year. The Rams, I was told, were going to look at more contract year type of guys. And I don't think this guy is just a name. I mean, I think he still has plenty left in the tank. He's 28 years old. But furthermore, he's a really solid player who's got an arsenal of pass rushing maneuvers, and he's quick off the edge. The funny thing is, what I was saying in my last video is I actually compared Byron Young to Carl Lawson. I think it'd be kind of funny seeing them on the same team, since that was my pro comparison there. And I don't comp players unless I really feel 100% about the comparison. I really like that comparison, but I think Lawson's probably a better run defender at this point, and that should be the case because he's 28. But I'm curious what you guys think. How do you feel about this? Do you like Carl Lawson? Do you like this move? Do you think the Rams should do it? Do you not think the Rams should do it? Let me know in the comments section. But yeah, I just figured I'd throw this out here. It was a video that was overdue because I already teased it. But I feel like now, even beforehand, I said Carl Lawson. But now rumors are starting to come out that the Jets are shopping around Carl Lawson and Mecole Hardman. And so here's this video. Mecole Hardman, for those of you who might ask, I don't think he's a fit for the Rams. They just traded away Van Jefferson. Hardman has a pretty fat contract, honestly. I don't think the Rams want to take that on. And by fat, I mean it's a bigger contract than probably what you'd want to pay Mecole Hardman. I hope he finds a role. I think he's a talented player that unfortunately gets lost in the sauce. Same thing with Lawson. If it's not with the Rams, as you know, I'm a fan of the NFL, and I hope they find good fits for them so they can go and get paid next year. But that's going to do it for me. So I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I want to know what your thoughts are. And just letting you guys know, our Discord is running rampant right now. We are currently at 767 members on the Discord channel. If you ever want to call in to any of my shows, the JE live shows, you're going to want to be there. Discord is the JE and Chef Jr. Community channel. Gary Sheffield Jr. is also the co-admin there. But yeah, it's taken off. I'm doing some giveaways as well. You can find those in the Discord. But until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks.